So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the 6 signs that you are actually a handsome and attractive man to women and how you don't want to overlook these signs. Because one of the things I've noticed with working with dozens upon dozens of men now is that even guys that are considered handsome and attractive to women, they still overthink these signs. They still doubt from time to time if they are a handsome and attractive man. And I think the reason why a lot of men will think like this is that they're looking for women to give them like the most direct and obvious signs that they are handsome and attractive to women. And the thing is that you have to understand is that women are very subtle with their attraction for you. And if you're looking for obvious and blatant and direct signs that she's attracted to you, you're going to then question whether or not you are handsome and attractive to women, because women are going to be a lot more subtle. They're a lot more indirect with their attraction for you. It's not that they're not going to be direct and bold and more forthcoming with their attraction for you, but the majority of the time they're going to be more subtle. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video. We're going to be talking about the 6 signs that a woman actually finds you handsome and attractive. So be sure that you stay throughout the entire video. That way you understand what those signs are. And then by the end of the video, the whole goal is that you no longer overthink these signs. You no longer second guess that you are a handsome and attractive man to women. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's hop into it. So the first sign that you are a handsome and attractive man to women is that, bro, you haven't had to really spend a lot of money on them like that. You haven't had to take them out on expensive, extravagant dinner dates. You haven't had to jump through all these hoops and obstacle courses to attract them, to spend time with them, to get them out on a date, to get them in one-to-one settings with you. Just overall, you haven't really had to do much to attract women to you, but you know that really where the weight of the attraction was coming from was going to be in your physical presentation, as far as your looks, your physique, your fashion, your style, your overall physical appeal to women. You know that a lot of the weight of the attraction was carried in how you looked, as well as your vibe, as well as the chemistry. But men that are handsome and attractive to women, they will typically be able to attract women to them without having to do a whole bunch of that extra stuff that I mentioned earlier. Simply because women, if they're into you, if they're into your look, if they have high interest and attraction for you, they're definitely not going to require you to be doing all this extra stuff to attract them, because they are already into you. They are already attracted to you. Now, to what degrees are they? That's going to be dependent on each woman. But at the end of the day, if women find you handsome and attractive, and more specifically, if they have high interest and attraction for you, they're not going to require you to do all this extra stuff to attract them, bro. I'm telling you, they're not. And if you've been able to see that you were able to attract women to you, go on some dates where like you didn't really spend that much money, maybe just a couple drinks, maybe some appetizers, but it was a lot lower of an investment. You didn't feel like you were having to chase the woman. It didn't feel like it was pulling teeth to get the woman out to spend time with her, or more so her spending time with you. It didn't feel like you had to really put in that much work. I'm not saying you don't put any effort in. You still have to put in effort, but when you are a handsome and attractive man, the effort is going to be a lot lower, because typically women are going to be a lot more pre-sold on you due to their attraction for you. If you're thinking like, man, I've been able to attract women to me without really having to do much, but you do know that a lot of that was probably stemmed from your physical appeal and your overall vibe that you've had with the woman, because maybe they've complimented you, maybe they called you handsome and attractive, maybe you constantly caught them checking you out. Like, they just showcase different signs that they do find you physically attractive. Then this is a pretty good sign that women definitely find you handsome and attractive. And then the second sign that you are actually a handsome and attractive man to women is that you're going to see that women will be a lot more bold and direct with you on social media or dating apps. But then in person, women are a lot more shy. They're a lot more neutral. They come off more standoffish and indifferent. And this used to mess with my mind, because I remembered that towards like my latter years of high school, I remember I would have girls that were like simping for me in my comment section. This was before DMs were even a thing on Instagram. So I'm talking around like 2013, 2014. And women were simping for me in my comments, like leaving heart eyes and stuff like that. But those same women that were showcasing all this attention and attraction to me online, whenever I would see them in the hallways, they would never look my way, or they would never talk to me. It would almost come off as if like I was invisible to them. And I even had this whole mental block with myself where I'm like, am I not attractive to women in person? Am I only attractive to women online? And I know that may not make sense, but if all you're seeing is attraction and attention and overall validation from women online, but then in person, it's almost like the complete opposite, that kind of messes with you. But here's the thing, like, attraction is attraction. And these women are still real. These are still human beings that are operating their phone. They're typing in words. They're sending messages too. It's just the medium for how you guys are interacting and meeting with each other are different. But I remember that from high school. And then I've just noticed in general, as I've gotten older and just going out, like whether it was like to nice bars, nice lounges, that women would be a lot more shy. They would be a lot more indifferent and just a lot more reserved and subtle. And this is usually where like women women will give you more so choosing signals. They'll constantly look at you a couple of times, smile, maybe do all that, and then they happen to be right behind you, near you. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are going to be a lot more standoffish and different and more neutral in person and just overall more passive and subtle because they're scared of rejection. They may be shy. They may be nervous. They may not think that you're going to be into them. They may think that you are too good for them. They may think that you're taken. They may think that you're a player. They're going to think all these different things. So if you are a man that has been able to attract women to you consistently online through social media and dating apps, as far as women sliding up on your DMs, sending you hard eyes in your DMs on Instagram, let's say, messaging you first on dating apps, telling you that you're handsome, that you're attractive, all these good things. But then in person, it feels like it's the quite opposite. That's a pretty good sign that you are handsome and attractive, because a lot of what's going on in person is that a lot of these women are going to be just more so intimidated, shy, nervous, and just have all these different assumptions about you, which is going to cause them to be more hesitant and be more hesitant, more specifically, to show more direct, overt, obvious, logical signs that they are attracted to you. So just keep that in mind. Actually, quick story. I remember this passing Friday, at this point of the recording, I just got done attending a Muay Thai seminar and I went to my local grocery store to go get some food. And I remember that as I was getting out my car, it was crazy. Like within 10 seconds of me getting out my car and walking towards my grocery store to get into the entrance, I literally, me and this girl that actually matched with each other on Hinge, I'll throw up the message that she sent me. She said that I had a nice smile, beautiful features, and looked like I could put her in a mean chokehold, because she was referring to a jujitsu clip that I had as one of my videos on Hinge. And she messaged me this. But at the time that we got matched up with each other, I think she's like a travel nurse. She literally was about to go to a different state for 3 months, so nothing transpired. But I remember like her and I were walking past each other, and like she stood out to me. Like, she's an attractive mixed girl, fit and shape, and she caught my eye, but I didn't know it was her until I got closer. And then as we got closer to each other, we just passed by each other and we didn't say anything. Now, maybe she didn't remember who I specifically was, but I know that she found me attractive because she found me attractive on Hinge through my pictures. So regardless if she remembered who I was specifically, I knew she found me attractive. So I had that insider's information. But here's the thing, her whole demeanor, her whole body language, her whole facial expressions were neutral. So I could have taken that, and let's say you're somebody that's looking for choosing signals and stuff, which you shouldn't be doing that. Like, if you just happen to know choosing signals naturally, that's cool, but you don't want to be like thirsty and looking for stuff like that. But let's just say if I was in that mindset and I saw her and I'm like, damn, like she didn't even look my way, or it looked like she didn't even look at me or even acknowledge me, like, damn, like maybe she didn't find me attractive. I could have easily thought that, but because I had the insider's information that I knew she found me attractive based on our Hinge experience, that just further proved to me is that women, they could find you attractive, but they'll just have that poker face. They'll have that neutral facial expression where they don't look like they care about you. They don't look like they're pressed about you, that they're attracted to. And really, indifference doesn't equate to no attraction. A lot of times with the most attractive women, they have that resting bitch face. They have that natural expression on their face. Like, they look indifferent because really they use this as a mask to repel a lot of men, because they know if they give men that constantly come at them attention all the time, like they're going to have all these guys swarming them. And women know that they have to be very selective when it comes to showcasing attention to specific men, because a woman can look at a man just once, and a man thinks that she's attracted to him and all this stuff. So women are going to be very selective. But I just want to tell you that story because that really illustrates how women can be more direct and forthcoming with you online, but then in person, even the same woman in this type of scenario, the same woman can just come off completely indifferent. So if you've experienced this before, especially numerous times, this is also a pretty good sign that you are a handsome and attractive man to women. And then moving on to the third sign that you are actually a handsome and attractive man to women. And this is going to be more nuanced. This is going to be more specific. If you haven't experienced this before, this doesn't automatically mean that you are not a handsome and attractive man. Because again, this is going to be more nuanced and more specific. But you've noticed that women throughout your past, throughout the time that you've been considered a good looking man, you've been attracted to women, you've noticed that women have compared you to celebrities, to influencers that are known for their physical appeal to women. These are men that are considered sex symbols. These are men that women constantly fantasize about, they go crazy over. So one of the comparisons that I constantly get, and I'll have guys that will say this in the comments, and I'm going to assume that a lot of it is in good fun, but I actually get compared to Chris Brown a lot by women. And I know that when women say that, typically by and large, they find me attractive. They're into my archetype. They're into men that are mixed or light skinned, they're black, look like myself. I'm mixed, I'm black and white. Typically when women say things like that, I know they're feeling me. More specifically, when black women tell me this, when mixed women tell me this, even white women that are into Chris Brown and white women that are into mixed men, light-skinned men, black men, I've noticed that when they tell me these things in specific, that's how I know that more than likely that they're feeling me, that they're attracted to me. So if you notice that women constantly compare you to celebrities or influencers that are known for their physical appeal and effect on women, they're known for their sex appeal, they're like sex symbols to women, this is also a pretty good sign that you are actually handsome and attractive. Now, if you don't experience this that often, if you haven't been compared to celebrities that often, but you've been experiencing some of the other things that I've talked about so far up to this point of the video, then don't trip out about this. This isn't like a deal breaker. This isn't the deciding factor if you are a handsome, attractive man, because I know how men can get. So don't trip about this, but just keep this in the back of your head. Again, this is more nuanced. This is going to be more specific. But if you notice this, if you notice that women are constantly comparing you to guys that like celebrities, influencers, again, that are known for their physical appeal on women, this is a pretty good sign that you are actually handsome and attractive. And before we move on to the fourth point, man, if you feel like you're constantly being overlooked by women, if you feel like you're invisible to women, even though you've been told that you are handsome, attractive, you've been told that you're a good looking man, that you're in shape, that you have it all going for you, that any woman would be lucky to have you, but yet it feels like your reality isn't mirroring that, and you're just tired of being confused and tired of feeling like you're being overlooked, even though you're being told that you're handsome and attractive. If you've experienced that, bro, trust me, I totally understand where you're coming from. I used to experience this when I was younger, and I've helped a lot of guys who also experience this as well be able to overcome this. And I actually put together a free training for you that I literally break down step by step why this happens, but also how you can actually stand out to women a lot more, how you can actually be even more attracted to them, but also have a system where you're constantly attracting women to you that are attracted to you, they are pretty sold on you, and they actually want to go on dates with you. Again, check out that free training that I made for you. I'll have a link down below in the description in the pinned comment. And then moving on to the fourth sign that you are actually a handsome, attractive man, and that is women are actually surprised that you are a cool, down-to-earth man, or that they had a great time with you, that they enjoyed your conversation, they enjoyed your presence. Like they just have an element of surprise, like a pleasant surprise, that they actually enjoyed their time with you. If you've constantly been told these things, or you've constantly got that vibe from women where they've said, I actually enjoyed this date, or you're actually a really good conversationalist, or I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't expect you to be this way. Like I really enjoyed my time with you. If you've gotten comments like that from women, that's actually a really good sign that you are a handsome and attractive man. And here's why: because a lot of women, if they're saying things like this, it's because they already had the assumption and even expectation that you were going to be a jerk, that you're going to be a player, that you're going to be full of yourself, arrogant, cocky, you're going to be even somewhat of an asshole. And here's the funny part about that is that a lot of women, they may think those things about you, but yet they're still showing up on the date. They're still talking to you, which is another indirect sign that you are actually a handsome, attractive man, because I've had women that told me this. I've literally had women tell me, like, I'm going to just be honest with you, I thought you were going to be like an asshole or maybe even a little bit arrogant or into yourself, but you're actually like a really down-to-earth man. Like I really enjoyed my time with you. Like I really had a good time with you. You're a great conversationalist. You can ask great questions. Like women have told me these things. And again, like if you've been told these things as well, both of these signs, like the fact that women are going to have this type of expectation about you, but yet they're still attracted enough and curious enough to go on a date with you. But then the second part to this is that if they thought these things about you, it's because they view you as a good looking, attractive man. They know that men that have the physical attributes, the attractive face, the sharp jawline, prominent cheekbones, hollow cheeks, clear skin, you're overall lean, you have that masculine aesthetic proportionate V-shaped physique, you're strong, you're fit, you're well-dressed, well-groomed, you just look good to them. When you have these physical cues, women are going to assume that you're going to be a jerk, you're going to be a player, because typically men that have these physical cues that are handsome and attractive, these men are in abundance. I'll simplify it for you. These men are in abundance. So since these men are in abundance in terms of attracting women to them and receiving positive feedback from women and just receiving positive feedback from their environment alone, as far as compliments, better treatment overall, because they're handsome and attractive, these men are typically going to be more like a player, a jerk, arrogant and cocky, because they feel like they can, because their results have proven that they're that dude, and though their results have reinforced to them to be that way. Now, I don't think you should be arrogant or cocky or a jerk. You're actually going to be a lot more attractive to women if you're not, because women like men that are handsome and attractive that can be cocky. Now, they want you to know that you're that valuable dude, but they love that subtle, quiet confidence. That's going to be the most attractive thing to them when you are a handsome, attractive man, where they know that you are that dude and you know that you're that dude, but it just doesn't have to be proven. It doesn't have to be said. It just has to be expressed. It just has to be expressed through your energy, through your presence, and just not trying, man. The best way to come off this way is just don't try. Don't try to prove your worth. Don't try to prove your value. Don't try to manufacture attraction. That's going to be literally the sexiest, one of the sexiest things that you can do to a woman when you are that handsome, attractive man, is that you can show her that you know that you are that dude, but you don't need to prove it to her because it's already proven and you're just expressing yourself. And the more you act this way, the more women are going to be assuming pre-selection on you. They're going to be assuming that you got all these women, that you can attract other women to you because you're not pressed for her. You're not thirsty. You're not needy, which means what? Again, you are in abundance. She's going to be thinking all these things. These are psychological layers that are going to be happening in her mind that's going to make her even more attracted to you. So if you've experienced this where women are like, I really had a good time with you, or I didn't know you're going to be this way. You're actually a lot cooler. You're a lot more down to earth. You're actually a better conversationalist than I thought you were going to be. Any of these little comments, this is actually a really good sign that you are a handsome and attractive man. And then moving on to the fifth sign that you are actually a handsome and attractive man. And this is actually going to piggyback off the last point, but that is you constantly see that women make positive assumptions about you, about your personality, your characteristic traits, and just overall about your life without really knowing much about you. That's the context. That's the nuance right there, is that they don't really know much about you, but they're assuming all these positive things about you because really a lot of it is going to come down to their physical attraction for you. Now, it's not only going to be that, but a lot of that is going to be stemmed from their physical attraction for you. So women may be like, yeah, like I can just tell that you're confident, or yeah, I can just tell that you're charismatic. Especially if you're a good conversationalist. This will be more so based on your conversational skills, but they'll say things like, but in the context that let's say you're more reserved and an introvert like myself, they'll say things like, oh, like I would have thought that you were an extrovert. Like you're a very good conversationalist. I can tell you're very charismatic. There's just a way that you carry yourself that's very confident. Like I can tell you're really ambitious. I can tell that you really take good care of yourself. I can tell that you're really disciplined. You're going to see that women are going to describe these type of traits about you, but more in the specific context that they don't really know much about you. So the context that I'm thinking in my head as I'm saying this to you is women that I've met from social media and dating apps, even women that I met in person, but even just more so women that I met through dating apps and social media that I've gone on dates with, we've linked up, they would say these things to me. But I always think it's funny because I don't reveal that much of myself to them. Like I'll give them tidbits and stuff, but I'm more so asking questions about them. I want to get to know them because I know the more that I ask questions about them, especially because I know most men aren't doing this, even handsome, attractive men, I know I'm going to just be standing out a lot more. I'm going to come off more rare. But also, the more you invest in a woman in terms of interactions, I'm not saying like investment as far as like gifts and jumping through hoops and simping for them and chasing. No, I just mean like asking questions about them, getting them to talk about themselves, open up about themselves. The more you do that from a conversational aspect of things, you're going to see that they're going to do that more for you, and the conversation is going to flow a lot more. But part of this is going to be the halo effect, where people assume that when you are a handsome, attractive man, or even like beautiful women, pretty much when you're a good looking person, it's almost like they equate good looks equals good, beauty equals good. That's how people think. Not every single time, not every single person, but basically when you are a good looking person, people are just going to assume more positive characteristic traits that are attractive and in congruence with your physical attractiveness. And then moving on to the sixth and final sign that you are actually a handsome and attractive man to women is that women have shot their shot at you, whether in person, online, subtly, and or direct. And typically when you are a handsome, attractive man, you've experienced all of this to varying degrees. So women will give you choosing signals in person, which is typically multiple points of eye contact, constantly looking at you, looking away, looking back at you, smiling from time to time as they do this, depending on the woman, depending on how attracted she is to you, her personality, as well as they sent their friends to approach you on their behalf. They try to get bartenders to approach you and talk to you on their behalf. They've actually approached you directly themselves. So in these type of scenarios, you're going to more so experience this from women that will do this in like a bar scene or a lounge scene or even clubs. I don't go to clubs. I don't go to bars or lounges like that anymore on the weekend. That's just not really my vibe anymore. And I know guys feel a way about this. I don't want to meet women at the bars or clubs and stuff like that. And I get that. Like, I think it more so comes down to how's a woman acting in these environments. But yeah, if she's going to the clubs all the time and acting a fool and just being crazy, then yeah, like I'm cool off that. But you can have women that go to, I go to more sophisticated, nice bars, but you can have a woman that is well dressed. She looks good. She ain't doing nothing crazy. She ain't out there dancing and hooting and hollering and being all masculine, just doing all this extra extra unattractive stuff. She could be with her friends, looking good, looking elegant, looking sophisticated, feminine, drinking the espresso martini. She's doing it with class and sophistication. That's what I like. She could be doing that, but then she could be giving you shooting signals, or she can send her friends to approach you or try to see if she's cool with the bartender, like a female bartender or whomever. She can send the bartender to holler at you and be like, hey, my friend over there thinks you're attractive. What do you think of her? But you'll also experience that women will come to you online through social media. Like I said earlier, they'll slide up on your DMs. They'll reply to your stories. They'll shoot their shot at you. They may be more indirect. Oh, like, how long have you been working out? Let's say you posted like a shirtless photo of you like working out or whatever after you just got done lifting. Oh, how long have you been working out? You look great. Or do you offer personal training? Or you'll just have some women that will send you heart eyes, fire emojis, stuff like that. As well as you may see that women on dating apps will message you first. They'll say, hey, handsome, hi, cutie, or you're so fine, or you look like a catfish, you don't look like you're real, you look like a model, you're gorgeous. And this will be dependent on how attractive you are to the woman and your overall look and archetype to the woman. But if you've experienced a lot of these different scenarios where women are shooting their shot at you, this is the most obvious and direct sign that you are actually a handsome and attractive man to women. So don't overlook these things, man. All these signs I've talked about, don't overlook these signs, because I know guys like to overthink things, or they like to bypass things, or they're constantly dismissing these signs that women give them. And really a lot of that comes down to because guys are looking for the most logical, direct, almost like they got to hit you with the pan across your head to let you know that they find you attractive. Guys are looking for the most obvious, direct, blatant, 100% for sure signs that a woman finds them handsome and attractive, but women don't typically operate that way. They'll be more bold and direct online, but be more shy and reserved in person, like I said earlier at the beginning of this video. So then if you're getting a lot of online success, bro, how I would look at it is assume that not every woman, but assume that there is a higher likely chance that women in person that may come off more indifferent, more neutral, these type of women, especially if they look like the type of women that you've been with in the past, these women can more than likely be into you. You just don't know it. Maybe they're giving you shooting signals, maybe they're not. Maybe sometimes like you have to selectively approach a woman if you really want her and you're never going to see her again and she's your type and you'll regret not saying something to her. Selectively shoot your shot, be calibrated, be smooth about it. But if you've been able to express a lot of online success, but that women are more shy and reserved, again, this is a pretty good sign that you are handsome, attractive, but this is typically how women will act. So they'll be a lot more reserved, more passive, more subtle, more indirect in person, but they'll be more likely to be bold and direct online. And then of course, like women can be more bold and direct in person, and you'll have some women that will also be subtle and indirect online too. There'll be both of these ways, but they'll lean more to being more subtle and indirect. It really just comes down to the woman. And if you want to learn more about the subtle indirect signs that women actually find you handsome and attractive, and if you're tired of being overlooked and invisible to women, even if you are considered a good looking man, or women have told you even that they find you handsome and attractive, but it just still feels like your dating life is not reflecting that, then again, check out that free training that I made specifically for you when it comes to this issue, because I've helped so many guys overcome this, even good looking men, guys that were constantly told that they were attractive, but yet their dating life wasn't reflecting that until they were actually able to spot more of the subtle signs that women actually find them handsome and attractive, be able to maximize those opportunities, but also have a system in place to where they can attract women to them that are attracted to them, that weren't going to play games, that weren't going to be hot and cold, that weren't going to flake on them, or just make it seem like they're not attracted to them when they actually were. Like overall, they were attracting women that were pre-sold on them. And overall, they were able to create a thriving and abundant dating life from doing this. Again, if you want to learn more about how you can copy and paste this into your dating life so you can get the same type of results, then again, check out that free training that I made for you. It'll be linked down below in the description and the pinned comment. With that being said, I hope you got a lot of value from this video, and I'll talk to you in the next one.